welcome back to season 4. I have a question for you guys. What do you do when you have a solicitor at the door?
Accept them. Let them into your house. Kidnap.
I've been answering it because they're usually pretty nice, and I just say no. I don't want anything.
Elsie needs a friend to talk to.
Yeah, I do. I need a bestie. Brandon, did that plumber ever come?
Oh, the plumber. Let's just say the plumber was here.
And
Plumber was here. Yeah, he was.
You got your leaky pipes fixed?
He was chill.
He was weird.
Did you guys kiss?
He was really weird. I offered him towels if he needed, and he kept saying like, "Oh, hey," he like would poke his head over the kitchen counter that like looks into the window or into the living room, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna take a couple of your paper towels real quick," and I'm like, "Towels? There are like 8 effing bath towels right behind you. Use those, brother." "Hey, I'm just gonna take a couple of your paper towels real quick," and he was cleaning up, like sopping up the water using our paper towels.
Oh, so he burns right through them.
I know.
He didn't want all that diarrhea dookie all over the paper towels.
It was a washing machine.
Diarrhea dookie.
Still pipe back in.
That stinks. You ever smelled old washing machine water? Stink.
Does it? I've never smelt that.
Yeah,
it's bad. Gross. It stinks.
Do you guys? I saw a video about a washing machine getting all the like lint buildup cleaned out of it. It's gross.
You mean a dryer?
Yeah, the dryer.
Loser.
Whatever. Anyways, it's messed up.
Yeah, I know. It can cause a house fire. Major house fire issue right there. House fire?
They open it up, and you'd think there'd be like a dedicated place for all the lint to collect. No, it just like collects on the walls everywhere and like around the wires. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know those like big metal I don't know what they're called, tubing, that metal tubing that you do like use to go to the outside to shovel the lint outside. Yeah, those are like a really big house fire issue as well. You're not supposed to have that big metal tubing. So,
but big metal tubing make fun.
Yeah, but big metal tubing burn house down.
And nothing else in our house risks to burn our house down. Right, guys?
Bro, living in our old house, I was always so scared like it was going to catch on fire in the middle of the night. I thought that was what was going to do us in.
I kept I was like manifesting our house burning down just to like get a fresh start.
Why?
Because I wanted a fresh start. I wanted to get out. I wanted to like maybe try it all over again or something.
I wanted to be homeless.
Yeah, literally. We would get like 50 cents of insurance. They say, well,
I was thinking about that the other day. Do you think it was like a miracle that didn't happen? Because like it really should have. It should have burnt down, and we should have probably at least lost one of us in there.
The amount of times I would go out and that fuse box would be like red hot, and you could smell it because she was working her off trying to cool that place down with our one AC unit. Oh, yeah. I don't know how we didn't die.
If there's a Lord, he was definitely watching over us.
La la la, I am Lord, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling good on a Wednesday.
You're really cooking through South Park, man. Are you watching it start to finish?
Well, no, I started on season 17, and then I went backwards to season 1. Oh. I didn't finish it. I think I got like to season 18. Yeah, and so now I'm on season 4.
Some of the old seasons I used to think were like, in my mind, were like really like pinnacle of like comedy, and then you go back and rewatch them. They're actually not as funny. I think the later ones are a little funnier, honestly.
That's what I'm noticing. Yeah, some of the episodes in the seasons and the earlier ones are they're a little tough to get through.
You guys got comedy with different guys.
They are funny, but it's not like it doesn't stay funny for very long. It's like my endurance for like kids saying slurs is like kind of low. I need something a little more highbrow.
Stop.
Lord, Lord, Lord. I am Lord.
I am Lord. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so funny. You know that girl on Twitter who is like in love with Randy Marsh? She's like 19-year-old and she has like that whole shrine to Randy.
Is that a thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
She's on TikTok too.
They have TikTok too?
Is TikTok too. Yeah, there's a second TikTok. Well, she's a queen and I follow her. And so I get all the good like Randy Marsh content. She's such a queen. Let me show you guys her room. Fill the dead air for me.
This morning, I without thinking, I reached for my phone. I opened Firefox and I went to Twitter, just without thinking, because I don't have an account. I'm not like looking at the news from Twitter or anything. But at the very top of the account was someone saying there was like a little like tweet and all the discourse about Bella Ramsey proposing that there should be a non-binary awards category for like I don't know, the Oscars or Emmys or whatever. And you could imagine the incredibly thought-provoking discourse that was going on down there in the comments. But
wait, what is this on?
Twitter. I just
avoid anything like that.
I went to Firefox and I was just like TW and then like autofilled Twitter and I was like, all right, I'm on Twitter. Wait, I don't have an account on Twitter. And then
there's your problem.
Like, well, yeah, I know. So
it's feeding you the muck.
It is. It absolutely is. And so I found this bot account, a Bella Ramsey Stan bot account, where I was like, I was like scrolling through and I was trying to see, you can't, if you don't have an account where it says to log in and like sign up and stuff, overlays where it would be how many tweets they have. And so I was trying to figure out when this bot account was created and I was scrolling and I was like, this is me scrolling for the audio. May 26th. This is me scrolling faster. May 24th. And so it is just like an endless stream. It's so clearly like a bot account. Also, are there Bella Ramsey stans out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, either way, this was a bot account, no doubt. But anyway, they'd replied to the someone had replied to the thing about the wanting a non-binary Oscars thing. And someone replied to that, no, we're good. And then this bot account replied, no, we're not. And then someone replied to that account, shut up, piggy.
I lose brain cells when I'm on Twitter. Like looking at that.
Shut up, piggy.
Shut up, piggy.
What the?
It was just like the funniest like juxtaposition of everything. It all had to come together perfectly. I think God put me on Twitter at 7:51 a.m. to see that comment, get my day started with a laugh. And then just all these, I don't know. This is season 4, so we're on. I propose season 4 as a cooking season. I want to roll off some of my favorite recipes.
No, I have 2 things I need to get through before this time ends. This is my episode.
Just stop. I'm not giving advice because this is season 4, but if I were, just stop arguing with bot accounts on Twitter.
Stop arguing on Twitter. Nobody besides you and this other person you're arguing with, which is sometimes a bot, care. If anything, your followers will just unfollow you because they're like, what is this idiot doing?
Even if it's not like an actual, like controlled by AI bot, it's still a humanoid drone that's being piloted by a neural network that's
and the news
controlled and
and controlled by TikTok
and informed by AI and Twitter. So it still is a bot, even if it presents as a humanoid type android. Being it's fake.
Really though, like nobody wants to see people argue on Twitter. What's Twitter used for anymore?
Wait, I want to hear what Kelsey has to say now. That was supposed to just be a quick story to fill the time. Shut up, Piggy. And I thought maybe that we could put that on shirts for our first merch. Shut up, Piggy.
Shut up, Piggy.
The Piggy was p1ggy. That was the other funny part. I forgot to say that. It was like p1ggy. So
gotta avoid that ban.
Is it like to make sure there's no like slurs on it or something? Shut up.
Get the presses out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the situation.
Shut up, Piggy.
I feel like I have to say that.
Shut up, Piggy. All right. So I've had 2 near-death experiences since the last time we talked.
Dude, I've had some NDEs too. It's wild.
Okay, I didn't know this was about you, Brandon. Okay. I'm the one who's going to save this show. Okay. I've been told we need to tell more stories. That's why we're bombing.
In Minecraft.
In real life.
As roleplay on Minecraft.
In real life.
I'm fully off the internet. And the reason is because I had this near-death experience where I was riding on an airplane. And I was
Nick and I
gonna jump out the window.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you for
that's
real.
what it was. I didn't get to
this
say
is
how
a threat.
I didn't get to say how I got to deal with the solicitor at my door.
Well, who was it? What solicitor? What kind?
It was a pest control guy. He wanted to kill our spiders inside the house.
Yeah. Hey, I saw. You want me to just go ahead, spray real quick for these spiders right up here? I can kind of see where they're at. They're nesting.
He said he was doing Memorial Day sale solicitations. And I was
did he use the S word?
I was like, I'm crazy.
That's how you got rid of him?
Yeah.
That's great, Brandon. How'd you move your arms like that?
It's a frame rate illusion. It's like the bendy pencil.
Wow, the bendy. Not the finger.
Oh no, I wasn't on. Hang on, I wasn't on the.
Yeah, I know. These timed comedic things are not fun to do.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to think of the audio people.
90% of my humor is off the cuff, not saying anything, facial expressions. See, nobody can see that right now because I'm talking.
Oh, sorry.
It's funny.
Oh, see? Sorry.
No. Okay.
Tell your story. Or else.
Okay.
Or else I'm going to be forced to break my sobriety.
Why?
Because you're annoying me, Piggy.
Shut the I broke my sobriety last night so hard.
No! It's so bad for you, dude.
No, so good.
But this is season 4.
It's so good. I just realized I forgot my alcohol in Carson's car. So
this is for the audio listeners.
Gross.
Sound?
Yeah.
That wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
No.
Tell your story.
So Nick and I we decided to go for a little hike on a little trail.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
In Warrensburg. And Warrensburg, if you guys don't know, is deep in the Missouri.
It's like
so I don't
Missouri,
know why.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know why we thought it would be a good idea to go for a hike in the woods in Missouri. But
Missouri
we did.
Has woods?
Yeah, surprisingly, they have caves.
Woods. Yeah.
Yeah, we went we saw some caves. Lit. So yeah, no, it's lit.
Did you go mining?
No. Yeah, I'm mining.
Getting diamonds.
So
Southern Missouri is like mushroom mecca. If you want to get cool mushroom pictures of like fungal gentlemen growing.
They're not seeing you. Oh.
Yes, they are.
Shut up, Piggy. So we're walking, and I thought it was gonna be kind of a little leisurely, well, at first it was paved. It was like a little paved path. So I had my Croc slides on, okay? Not really dressed for the walking, but you know, we were making do because it was just a little paved path. And then it turned off-road very quickly, and we were like straight up going like uphill, like rock climbing type vibe. It was very scary, very muddy. It had just rained, okay? So I'm in my Crocs. I'm not doing so hot. We're like an hour into this hike. And Nick trips over something. And I look down. I'm like, what the did he just trip over? And it was some barbed wire. And I was like, okay.
Want to play a game?
Yeah. We were like deep in. We were probably like a mile and a half deep into this trail. And I was like, that's weird. And I thought it had just gotten like, you know, caught on the tree because it was on the ground. And so we continue walking. And we walk up on this bike. And it's all like up. The wheel is all bent up. And we keep walking. And we look up and there's all this trash everywhere. And I look over yonder and there's a tent. And there's just straight up a little homeless, you know, encampment.
Yeah, shantytown.
And we go, we gotta get home. We were like, we gotta get the out of here because this is Missouri. This is like meth capital.
You're gonna also get
stand your ground. Yes, stand your ground capital. We turn around, we book it back so fast. I thought we were going to pass out. We were dripping in sweat because it was so scary. Just the quiet in the woods. I don't know if you guys remember how quiet woods are. But, you know, you're not expecting to walk up on a human. So they definitely heard us walk up. Anyway, we make it back to the barbed wire. I see that there are 2 strands of barbed wire that have been knocked down, you know, to signal to keep us out. That we had just walked over and continued walking like absolute idiots.
Part of the like, was it a park or like a reserve?
Yeah, it was, but that part was like barbed wired off. I think it was like someone's property or something, and they just have a homeless person living on there. Anyway, it was absolutely terrifying. I would rather take a monster over like a meth person. Because they're the real,
right?
You could have got robbed.
They're the real. I know it was scary,
especially being terrifying. In Missouri.
Yes, I know. I did not think taking this cute little like hiking trip was gonna lead to us walking up on a homeless person. No, it's a trail. It's like a legit trail. Oh. Yeah, it's like called like Cave Hollow Trail or something. So anyway, and then we were getting freaked out, and like the thing branches a couple times, and I thought we were like full lost, and we're like 2 hours in at this point, and I'm starting to panic, and I'm thinking people are behind us, like following us, because I'm getting paranoid. I'm getting scared. There's woods everywhere. We walk up on a cemetery. That's scary. We made it out alive, though. It was just really scary. We were battered by the end, though. It was not fun. It was very scary.
How do you think those people feel? Don't you think they're scared?
I know. The real scary horror is homelessness in Missouri. So, I walked 2.2 miles, or nice. No, 2.29 miles on a trail. A lot of spiders, ticks. It was exciting. Homeless people.
Did you wear your outside hat to avoid the ticks in the hair?
No, I didn't. I should have. No, I was wearing Crocs. That's another thing. I was like, if I have to book it, I can't. I'm just getting left for dead. No, they were slides. Oh. There is no sport mode on slides. They're for leisure and luxury.
You gotta treat every outside scenario as the beginning of a zombie apocalypse. You know, can you run in what you're wearing?
I guess. No, the answer is no. So anyway, that was my first near-death experience. Genuinely, I feel like it doesn't sound as scary telling it as it was like when it happened.
No,
just
I'm
kind of
quaking.
If you know the Missouri people, it's terrifying.
Nick whispering, we should probably turn around right now. Yeah, and just realizing how loud you were talking as you were walking up on this person's camp. Yeah, genuinely so scary. So that's my first near-death experience. Missouri.
What's the second?
Well, I'd like to go into our first sponsor for today.
Federal
Pair
ammunition.
of Thieves. What?
I said federal ammunition.
Federal ammunition. You want to talk about the government supplying the Taliban with the things they needed to cause 9/11?
Not really. That's more of a
or are we not ready for that
thing.
Okay.
We already went over we don't like the government.
Second story.
I think I'm over being mad about all of everything. I can't do anything about it. I'm just one man.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a little slug in the world. That's kind of where I am.
This podcast would be the microphone I needed to get people on my side.
On your side.
Yep.
No,
to rise up and collectively fight back.
Also, I want them to, whatever they're putting in the water to make me sick, that they've increased the dosage of over the past, like, I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I would like for them to please reel back on that. So I'm done. I'm done fighting you guys. You won. You have more money than me.
Mind control chemicals.
I'm in this stupid podcast right now. I'm trying to watch the last episode of Succession. I'm over it. I moved on. My ADD has moved me on to something else.
Well, let me tell you this last near-death experience I've had. So the girlies and I went camping last 2 weekends ago.
Those were girls?
Last weekend. They're beautiful women. We all kissed. It was so good. I've seen on that camping trip then
I was going to say then a hug and a pig pen. Whee!
Shut up, piggy.
Thank you. Fire back.
So
that's what the people want. They want drama.
Mistake number 2.
If you want your podcast to take off, you're supposed to start punch at people. Sorry, I was doing my stretches outside.
The only punches you need to be making is to your deodorant with your armpits.
I got the wrong kind. I got Tom's antiseptic.
Tom's is not good. I don't support Tom's.
Why?
Because you smell like BO. It's BO scented. So, mistake number 2. We went camping in Missouri. I'm noticing all the problems lead back to Missouri. We camped like it was near Lake of the Ozarks, but I don't think it was considered the Ozarks. And us capable women, we decided to go rafting. Okay? Now, rafting, I've never been. I was a little bit nervous.
Rafter.
To raft.
Hardly know her.
And we get on this raft and we have, okay. I don't need a lecture.
Let me be clear.
I'm looking at Daniel right now.
I didn't see anything. I don't know what these beautiful women look like. I wasn't like, I realized that made it sound like I was.
Yeah, you should make a public apology right now. Okay.
I think I will. I was just saying, I was more calling you a piggy. I didn't know.
So anyway, Daniel, I'm looking at you. I don't lecture after this, okay? I'm a capable woman, okay? I'm looking at you. Tip that hat back. Let me see them eyes. Let me see them pretty eyes. Let me see that.
What is it called? Misogynist. Yeah, you misogynist. You misogist.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll over and give me a massage? You misogynist.
So we get on the raft, and let me just say, the river was cold. It had been 48 degrees that morning. Okay, let me set the scene. 48 degrees. The raft is big and blue. We're floating. The water is only yay deep. Yay deep. We're dragging on the bottom. It's barely up, piggy.
Doesn't even make sense.
There's points where
you're taking
it is
offense to things that sound offensive.
Exactly. Shut up, piggy. So there are points like where our asses are literally dragging on the rocks because it's so shallow. It got like, for the most part, like 3 feet deep max. Okay, not really a
Max
drownable. Yeah, not really a drownable scenario. So, and it was such a leisurely little leisurely little river that we were just kind of floating. We didn't have our life jackets on because it was 3 feet deep and like almost no current whatsoever.
Famous last words.
So we're vibing, we're drinking. Also, they didn't give us helmets because this wasn't like whitewater rafting, you know.
I've heard that,
and they gave us the what?
Fishing is the most dangerous sport because you involve alcohol and water, and a lot of people drown. So it's actually, despite NASCAR, football, etc., fishing. Because
we were drinking, we were smoking, we had those Coors Banquets, and those White Claws and those Topo Chicos, and we had that weed because it's legal. I saw my first fly fishers. Apparently, there's a lot of fly fishers in Missouri. I don't know if you've ever seen a fly fisher. It's cool.
You're picking up a bit of an accent, Kelsey.
I know. I've been to Missouri. So,
you know what place sounds lit?
Where?
You know where we should move and relocate the podcast to? Put this little place on the map you may have heard of. Oklahoma City.
I don't like tornadoes.
You look like Germa right now, Brandon. That's not a compliment, piggy. So anyway, we're floating. They gave us like those old life jackets too, like the ones that just go around your front that probably don't really do anything at all. And we had them. They were just sitting in the, in the raft. We didn't have them on because it's very difficult to row like this if you have a life jacket on. I know. So we're floating along. We're having a good time. We're probably like, okay, I'll get to that. We're floating along. We're having a good time.
3 minutes.
I know. I'm getting there. This is why you guys need to shut up and let me talk, piggies.
I haven't said anything.
I'm letting your actions speak for themselves, Kelsey.
Okay. We're floating along. We're having a good time. And we hit rapids. Like, we just hit them. And that would have been fine, except for the fact that there was a fallen tree in the middle of the rapids. Marianne and I are on one side. You don't know who Marianne is. We're paddling our little off to get around this raft. But the problem is we were paddling so hard, it turned us sideways, and the raft hit the tree where I was sitting head on. And the thing about rafting is you have to have one leg out and one leg, and you're like straddling the raft. You're not just sitting in the raft. And our raft was thrown into the air, and I was ejected out. I was out. I hit the water. I hit the tree. I hit the rocks. It's 48 degrees. It's cold. It's dark. The current is so strong. I go backwards. My legs, this is what I heard. They said, what I remember is seeing your arms out and then your legs flip back up. I was out. I was gone. They said it looked like when you go snorkeling. I was going snorkeling. Got the angle right, bros? All right. Love you, boys.
That's spooky.
Yeah. So I flipped back. It was cold and dark. And I remember being under the water and feeling my foot get stuck for just a second.
Oh, cool.
And we were just talking about that's what happens is you get stuck and you just don't come back up. That was what we were talking about before. And I had been making jokes too.
I think this is my fault.
I was making jokes. I said, someone's going to die on this trip. I said that probably like 10 or 15 times. I said, someone's going to die on this trip. Somebody's going to drown. It was me. I died on this trip. I never came back.
It's like that one movie.
I feel my foot get stuck for just a second, but then I pop back up and I'm like facing the wrong way. I'm like facing against the currents. And like I said, it was like probably 3 feet deep max, but it was enough to submerge me. I went under. I hit everything. And these rocks are big. And when I get back up and I turn around, they are like so far down the river. I see one of them pitifully throw a life jacket that doesn't even make it half the distance that they have covered, and it's just floating away. I see my life floating away. That is the only saving grace, is that life jacket.
Wait, you didn't have the life jacket on?
No, that's what I said. It was not. We didn't have them on because up until that point, there weren't no rapids. We were not told that this had rapids in it. And it was like, yeah, it was a slug river that was 3 feet deep, and then we just hit these rapids. So
wait, we'll get kicked out here in a second. Let's get back into the meeting. I want to hear Daniel's response.
I'm not done yet.
I know. That's what I mean too.
I haven't even made it back into the raft yet. You guys don't know if I. So I fell out backwards. Okay, completely submerged. I get back up, and I am like gasping for air because like I did not expect to be thrown under the water, and I'm like, gasping. I turn around, I see the life raft, the life jacket, she's floating away. And I hear everybody like screaming, but it's like a flashbang went off, and I like can't actually like, it's like,
ooh, that's so fun afterwards. You're like, that's such a cool experience though.
Oh no, you just wait. You wait. Yeah, and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, and like I knew I was genuinely scared I had broken something because my leg was in such immense pain. But all I could think of was like, I gotta get back to that raft because I'm still half drowning. So I tried to stand up. Once again, the raft is so far down the river because the currents are so strong. And I try to stand up, and the currents are so strong, shoves me back to the ground onto the rocks. I'm like freaking out at this point, but trying to like stay calm, but I'm still genuinely feeling like I might die. And I was
so you're walking back in the river instead of like getting off to the bank?
What? There is no bank. It's like tall. It's probably like 10, 15 feet on both sides of just like rock and like mud and tree. There is no escape.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I can't stand up at all. My leg hurts so bad. The current is too strong. I didn't have shoes on either. I had taken my shoes off, and so I was trying to walk along these sharp, big rocks.
Ooh.
And could not. And so I decided to just let the river drag my body to the raft. So I am just getting like thrown against rocks because it's like getting more shallow too. And so I like drag, I don't know how many, 20, 30 feet, I don't know how many feet, just along the bottom, just getting absolutely beat up. And I get to the girls, one of them, smart thinking, we love Tegan. We had one bitch who was, she jumped into action. She told them to row sideways into a tree to grab a tree, or else they would have kept going because the current was so strong. And I float up, I get dragged to them, and it's starting to get deep now, and I'm starting to panic even more. And I pull up to the side of the raft, and this is so big, I can't pull myself in because it's so high up, and there's nothing, like, I can't touch the ground anymore, and the currents are still going. And so I'm like hanging off the side of the raft like this, and the raft starts, and I'm on the opposite side of the current. So the raft starts going over me, and I start freaking the out, and I'm like, pull me in, because I'm like scared this raft is going to go over me and I'm going to drown for real this time. And so those beautiful 4 women pulled my fat piggy in with just their upper arms, like some queens. I get thrown in like a wet fish, and I remember just laying on top of Tegan, like, thank God I am in this raft. I think I laid on her for a little too long. I was like up though. It was like I had been through it. I'm wet, I'm cold because the water, once again, 48 degrees that morning. In shock, just laying there, like, what the just happened? We're all sitting there, and like, you know, it kind of kills the vibe when someone almost drowns.
Wow,
So
Kelsey.
I'm like trying not to cry, but also like trying to cope with what I just went through, because I've never had like a drowning experience where I've almost drowned. So it was like genuinely okay, cool, Daniel.
Welcome to the club.
It was like genuinely. Oh, I do remember yours. Help!
Yeah.
Help!
Yeah,
Help!
that was me struggling to say anything because I had inhaled a bunch of water.
I know, it's scary. No, back to me though. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to cope with what had just happened and like work through what had just happened, because it was like it was so fast, but it was also so intense. And also like one of the girls, like, I didn't really know well. I've met her like 3 times, so I was trying to like keep the morale up, because that's weird to trauma bond with someone after like the 3rd encounter. So we were trying to like make jokes and like laugh it off, because this float trip was an 8-mile trip, and we were probably halfway through, if not that. It took us 5 hours like to get to the end. So we were like maybe like a couple hours in. So I was like, well, we got to keep going, because like I said, there aren't like places you can stop really, except there are some little banks every once in a while, but like there's no civilization. So we're like, okay, like, we're good. Haha, that was crazy. Like, meanwhile, I just saw God. And I think the most tragic part is that Marianne had brought hot Cheetos, and they all fell into the middle of the raft where there was water. And so we just had a bunch of hot Cheeto water that was just purely red in our feet. Just all these hot Cheetos floating around. There were some hot Cheetos floating down the river. And it was just like so sad to see. And then I look so we're back in the raft, okay? And I look to my right, and there's a man standing where I had fallen and almost drowned, and he was fly fishing, and he goes, "Don't worry, it happens to everyone." like nothing had happened. Just this man with iron feet standing there, not being pulled, not being drowned. Literally, it looks like it's 2 inches of water. Made me feel super invalidated. We had a in a kayak pull up to us and say, "You guys might want to put your life jackets on." We're like, "This don't help now. We're done drowning." If I really felt invalidated, let me just say. But so we get going again and immediately hit more rapids, and we run into yet another tree, except it's one that's hanging down, and we get stuck in the tree because everyone is still a little up, and they don't no one's really rowing yet. And we get these spiders that are crawling on us, and we're stuck. Like, we cannot move. This tree has us like this. We're in its little tendrils, and there are like spiders crawling on people, and we're trying to not get poked in the eye, and we're trying to push ourselves. So that was the ultimate. We finally get ourselves out, and we get floating again, and then the morale goes back up. But yeah, it sucked. I got severely sunburnt. I have a lot of bruises. Brandon, insert photos of bruises. I'm gonna text you guys this. Insert photos of bruises. I'm gonna ask you to do some editing.
Wait, what? You're doing that right now when you go to... Interesting.
That one makes my back look really fat.
Is this not a post-production thing to do?
I'm sending you. No, I want you guys to see the amount of bruises I have on my body from this. I want the real reactions. I didn't break anything, thank God. I didn't hit my head, thank God. I probably would have drowned if I hit my head. Yeah, it was really scary. I was in a lot of pain, but I was trying to like walk it off for the girlies. But like the whole time my leg was in like absolute pain. Oh, thanks. So there's my first little baby. Oh.
Is that sharing? I don't think that is.
Yeah, but you can't see like that half of it.
Is it this?
Oh, there we go. So, yeah, so there's that. There's my one bruise I got. Okay, go to the next one.
Oh, I see, my bad.
Got that one. The sick bruises. That's the good one. That's the mother. I also hit. I'm not gonna send a photo though. My ass had a big bruise. That's the one that hurt. It doesn't look super bad, but that was the worst one. It still hurts even like a week after. Yeah, and then I also got absolutely horribly sunburnt too. I was the only person to get like horribly sunburnt, and I think it's because I fell in and I was replying over wet skin. Yeah, I got sunburnt so bad too. So yeah, it was a good time. I'd definitely do it again. Thoughts?
That sounds not fun.
Yeah, it was definitely not fun.
Wait, so they told you to put your life jackets on?
No, they didn't.
No. And the second
the kayaking person. Yeah, this pulls up in her stupid little kayak. You guys might want to put your life jackets on.
Did you put them on?
No, I didn't, because I felt like that would look stupid. If I put it on after the fact, that looks like I'm a little and I'm scared. Also, there were snakes in the river. Okay, there were water snakes in the river.
Yeah, they do that.
Scary. Yeah, they were swimming. Yeah, but it was a great time. We got solicited to beads. We got solicited to come over to someone else's raft. Didn't do that. The girlies, I guess while they were in the car, were being harassed and called beautiful, and yeah, that's Missouri. That's Missouri for you.
For beads? Who's gonna do for beads?
So I posted a photo. You guys come follow me on Instagram. Posted a photo of Kirsten taking a 0.5 shot of me right after drowning. So that's what the one where I'm looking up like this.
I don't have Instagram.
Oh, well. I can show it to you. But yeah, it was a great time.
Sounds like a great time.
Oh, yeah, and then so that night, because everyone kept asking me, they're like, are you like genuinely, like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm good, I'm fine. I was not okay. I'm still not okay. I'm like still a little bit scared. That night, I went to bed and I kept feeling like I was on the raft, and I kept like replaying me falling in and almost drowning, and I was like having a major panic attack in the bunk. Yeah, it was really scary. So I have water trauma now. I never thought I'd have that, which sucks because I like the water. Dude. I like the water.
So it sounds like you're just gonna stick.
So here's the me after drowning. Me when.
Whoa, Kelsey's dead.
Kelsey's dead. A little piece of me died on that river that day. I can't get over the fly fishing. Yeah, it happens to everyone. So anyway, we lost two good things that day: hot Cheetos and me.